Hi everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Blessing. I'm from the Christian Millionaire Book Club, and I just thought that I would do this YouTube live, just to really share with you my journey of reading books and the kind of impact that it's had and that it's having on me. So for me, I started running the Christian Millionaire Book Club back in 2016, and basically it began from a dream that I had. So in 2014, I had a dream, as you do. I was sleeping and I dreamt, and in my dream, I was somehow doing business. It wasn't clear what the business was, but in my business, I realized that I had made 6.5 million. 6.5 million pounds. So I woke up from the dream and I asked myself and I prayed and I said, wow, Lord, how am I ever going to become a millionaire? Because at that time, becoming a millionaire was not on my radar. It was not even on the list of things that I necessarily thought I needed to achieve. Being in business was not something that I was contemplating. So it was all very new to me. Nevertheless, you know what? I prayed and I said, Lord, if I'm to become a millionaire, how is this going to be possible? How is this going to be possible? So I prayed, and in my spirit, I really felt that I should pray. That not only should I pray, but I should start reading books. So I started literally every book I could get my hands on how people become millionaires. I started reading those books. I started digesting those books. And so 2 years later, I felt the courage to tell the people around me. At the time, I was coaching and I still coach, but I had about seven people around me, seven women who I said, look, this is the dream I had in 2014. Can we get together and find out how it is that people become millionaires? Okay, so literally, we thought that it would be a 2 hour workshop. It ended up being spread over 4 weeks, and after the 4 weeks, they said to me, "Okay, blessing, we've learned a whole bunch of stuff, but we're not yet millionaires. So what do we do next?" And so again, I prayed, and I felt in my spirit that we should turn this into a book club. And the purpose of the book club would be to read books on how to become a millionaire, implement what we read, and then hear from guest speakers who have actually achieved a certain level of success, so that we can model them. So that's really been the ethos of the club. Since then, the club has grown. We are a membership organization. Before the pandemic, we used to meet in person. Now we meet online. We meet once a month. And the purpose is to read books so that we can change our minds. You know, the Bible says, do not be conformed to the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And so that's why we read the books to transform our minds. But I very quickly realized that reading alone is not enough. We actually have to implement what we read, because elsewhere in the Bible it says that faith without works is dead. So we started implementing a challenge that we call the 90 days challenge. And the idea of the 90-day challenge came even about from a book we read called The 1 Minute Millionaire. And the whole ethos of the that book was that a lady was stranded. Her husband had died. A young couple, they had two young children. Their husband had died. The in-laws, that's the husband's father and mother, they were multi-millionaires, and they took this lady's children away from her. And they said, look, we're not going to give you custody of your child, of your children, unless you can prove to us you can take care of the children. And for them, their only yardstick for her ability to demonstrate her ability to take care of her children was if she could produce £1 million in 90 days. So, cut long story short, this woman was working in a hotel. She heard some business people talking about money and how they make money. She waited till the end. She was a waitress at the time. She waited till the end. She approached the chairperson of that meeting, who agreed to mentor her. And so they got a bunch of her friends together, and by creating different streams of income, they were able to come up with £1 million in 90 days. So that was really the inspiration behind the Christian Millionaire Book Club 90 Days Challenge. And since then, we've had about over 30, women start businesses literally from scratch just by taking part in our 90 days challenge. So I shared that just to give you a background about who I am and about the impact that I would like to have in people's lives. So along my journey, every month, obviously reading books is part of what we do, part and parcel of what we do at the Christian Millennial Book Club. Every month we read a book. There are some months, like this month of August, we don't read any new book. We just review what we've read already. Okay, we just review the books that we've read. So one of the books that I came across back in July was a book by Myron Golden. I don't know if any of you have heard of Myron Golden, but he's really hot on YouTube, and I absolutely love him. I love him even without meeting him yet. I've signed up to go on his challenge. He has a challenge called the Make More Offers Challenge. Now, Myron Golden has a book called Boss Moves, and I literally devoured that book, I think, in a day. It's a short book. Now, in his book, he mentions that I think his mentor is Russell Brunson, and he's actually in the inner Russell Brunson's inner circle. Now, before this, I had heard of Russell Brunson and ClickFunnels, but I just hadn't taken too much notice. But when Myron mentioned it, I quickly went on Russell Brunson's website, and I basically paid for his book. This is his book. It's called Expert Secrets. Okay, Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. So the book is called Expert Secrets, and is the underground playbook for converting your online visitors into lifelong customers. So I've started literally reading the book. I think it only arrived. I'm in the UK, and Russell is obviously in America. So it took about maybe 2.5 weeks, close to 3 weeks, for the book to arrive. I was eagerly waiting for the book, and thankfully it arrived just this week. I think 2 days ago. I literally just opened the book. I believe it was yesterday, and so far it's amazing. So I just thought that, look, let me share my findings of this book so far with you. I'm hoping that it will be a blessing to you as much as it's becoming a blessing to me really, really quickly. So, in the first part of the book, Russell basically talks about how you can find your voice. Okay, so the book is all about sharing the expert secrets, and which is all about how you can become an expert in your respective field. So, secret number one is about finding your voice. And one thing I love about this book so far, I mean, it's a thick book. I don't know if you can see that, but it's quite a thick book. Okay. But I love the fact that the book has drawings literally on every other page. And what the drawings does, you see, there are different types of learners. Some learners, they are very visual. And I think even though I do love text, having the visuals, having, for example, I'll show you a diagram. So every section literally has a diagram of what Russell is saying. Okay. So for me, I love the fact that you can see the diagram. So he describes it, and then he has the diagram that also further enhances your learning. So Russell basically gives you a picture of how you can become an expert, how you and I can become experts in our respective fields. Now, before you find your voice, he actually talks about how you can create a movement. Okay, so he talks about the steps to creating a movement, and then once you've created your movement, you can then find your voice. So, in terms of finding your voice, then I'll just share with you what I've learned so far and why I'm actually doing this YouTube live. So he says that in finding your voice, the first thing you need is phase one. Okay. And phase one is basically being the dreamer, having being somebody who has developed a passion and you want to grow in that passion. So for me, being a dreamer just reminds me of the dream I had in 2014 of making 6.5 millions. So I'm on the journey, and if you want to go on that journey with me, follow, subscribe, like what I'm doing, and I'll be sharing my learning with you. I'm hoping that as I'm sharing, you're not just going to feed on the material, but you're actually going to take the actions that I'm taking. So I'm going to be sharing my daily actions with you. Okay. So it begins with your dream. What is your dream? What is your vision? What is your purpose? The Bible says where there is no vision, the people perish. So for me, having a dream, God gave me my dream. I literally had it in a vision of the night. Okay, I can't say I gave myself a dream. That doesn't have to be your reality. Your reality might be that you want to become financially free so that you can go out to maybe Uganda and preach the gospel, or so that you can build homeless shelters for the homeless, in Thailand, for example. Your dream is different from my dream. Okay, so whatever dream you have, write it down and hold on to that dream. Okay, so in this book, Russell basically says that look, it begins with a dream. Once you have the dream, then you need to consume as much as you can about what it is that you want to achieve. Okay, and then the second phase is then becoming a reporter. So he says that in order to grow, having your dream gives you that spark, it gives you that fire, but it's not enough. You need to grow, you need to develop. Okay. So what he did was that he actually started interviewing people about marketing because he's a marketing expert. So once he realized that this was his passion, once he realized this was his dream, he then started interviewing people who were super successful in his field. And in doing that, in interviewing them, he not only developed his relationship and his network, but he was also able to take on and soak in all that material. Okay, and which then helped form his own views and helped to give him a framework that he would then go on to teach people within his inner circle. So becoming an expert doesn't just happen overnight. It comes in phases. So the first phase is having your dream, and the second phase is then becoming a reporter. Okay, becoming a reporter. So Russell actually gives you different suggestions on what he thinks you can do to become a reporter, which I would then share with you. Okay. So in terms of becoming a reporter, he basically says that look, you need to find a medium of documenting your journey. Okay. So there are so many different mediums out there, and he says choose a medium that is right for you. So for him, he decided to start his own podcast. And he chose the podcast route just because he travels. He says his journey from home to his office is about 10 minutes. So he realized that he could spend that 10 minutes in his car, record his voice in the car for that 10 minutes. And that was something he dedicated himself and committed himself to doing on a daily basis. On a daily basis. So he says that in order to for you to become a reporter, consider firstly going to live events, which he did that. And in fact, I must say, I've also attended so many events in my field just so that I could hear from experts. So the second thing he said he did was starting his own podcast. Okay. So when I read that this morning, he not only said start your own podcast, but he gave me a challenge, which is what a challenge I've taken on and I'm going to encourage you to take on. He said that we should commit to posting every single day for a year. Consider posting every single day for a year. So if you're going to be doing a live Facebook live or YouTube live or Instagram live, do it every single day for a year. If you're somebody who doesn't want to be on camera but you prefer using your voice, then do a podcast and do it every single day of the year. Okay. If you prefer writing, then consider starting a blog and write every single day of the year. And you might think, okay, what am I going to be podcasting about every single day? Or what am I going to be doing a Facebook Live on every single day? Or what am I going to be writing on every single day? He says, literally, you could document your journey. So you don't have to have arrived at your destination. Okay. Oftentimes, it's not the destination that matters, it's the journey, the person you're becoming that matters. So, for example, with me, God gave me this dream of becoming a millionaire. I'm on the journey. So what I'm doing here is I'm sharing my learning, the things that are affecting the way I do things. I'm going to be using this YouTube live to document and to share my journey with you. So in your respective businesses, which medium can you commit to? Okay, and choose a medium that works for you. If you're not somebody who likes writing, no point in you trying to start a daily blog. Okay, if you're someone who is camera shy, no point in trying to do a Facebook live or a YouTube live. But if you're someone who don't mind speaking, you can literally use your phone and start a podcast. So choose a medium that's right for you. And then, secondly, document your journey. Document your journey. Okay, so I've committed to doing that by the grace of God. Today's the 12th of August, 2022. And so I'm going to leave it here. If you've learned something, or if you've decided or to commit yourself to also documenting your journey and you want me to know so that I can cheer you on, please put it in the chat so that I can encourage you. I've really enjoyed doing this YouTube live. It's my first time of doing a YouTube live, I must say, but I've just enjoyed sharing my findings from this book so far. I'm still in the section called Finding Your Voice. So I will continue, and then tomorrow, God willing, I will come back and I will share what else I've learned, which might be useful for you. All right. So I'm going to leave you for now. And until tomorrow, God willing, take care. God bless. And just to say that at the Christian Millionaire Book Club, we have a challenge coming up. It's a 5-day challenge for those who want to start their businesses. So if you have a business idea and you don't know how to get started, you don't know the practical step-by-step process of how to get started, please, please, please go to our website, go to Eventbrite, go to our Instagram. You will see the link for you to join the challenge. So join. It's a 5-day challenge. is going to be free for this month. I'm not sure if it's going to be free for next month. So, if you want to get started with your business, this is a 5 day. It's going to be an intensive challenge, but it's intense so that we can make sure that by the end of the 5 days, you've actually got all the foundation you need to get your business off the ground. Okay, we're not just going to be teaching you, we're going to ensure that you take practical steps to get your business off the ground. So if you're interested, I'm also going to put the link in this chat. So sign up. Take care and God bless. Bye bye.